to allow. Fantastic. And if you've got a strap, that would be superb. Any form of strap, belt, anything like that, elastic band that you might use for sort of resistance training. That'd be really handy tonight. Obviously, as per normal, any sort of cushions, anything like that, that sometimes just prevent you from digging too deep into a stretch or straining too much into a stretch. So props are always handy. Blocks, there'll definitely be one or two stretches where you might want the block too. So have your bookcases, hardback bookcases, kind of ready to the side, belts ready to the side. Tonight's focus, mainly hamstrings, but just always that nice balance between strength, suppleness, and stability. Well-rounded session, inclusive of all, as always. Just have a little shake off at the tops of your mats. And by that, I just mean don't be sedentary. Don't be still. You have your little wriggles through your body. Remember, the body's not meant to be stationary. If you feel a desire to move anywhere in particular, it might be bending at the knees, one side then the other. It might literally just be a couple of circles of the hips. Often just a roll forward of those shoulders and then rolling back, and just a little, just gentle rock of the head side to side as you loosen off. Maybe even a little hop through the balls of your feet. Gentle little bounce as you connect to your positioning on the mat. Remember, it's your body. These are body mindful sessions, all about you tuning into how you feel, nobody else. Interlock those fingers, reach those hands away from you, palms facing away. Just check into those shoulder blades, let them slide away from each other. And then reach those palms up towards the ceiling. And then just a gentle flex side to side as you hinge up and over to the right. Great stuff, and back to neutral and hinge up and over to the left. One more time each side, maybe bending at that right knee, remember, as you flex over to the right. And back to neutral, soften that left knee up and over to the left. Come back to neutral, spin the arms behind your back, interlock those fingers behind your back. Reach the chest tall. Nice soft knees. That'll be the second most common cue. Soften the knees as you come into a forward fold. Relaxing the belly, hardly a sensation through the backs of the legs yet. So really bend the knees. Look how much you can bend the knees to allow yourself for that forward fold. Then squeeze the bum to support the legs as you raise yourself back up nice and tall. Chest tall towards the sky as you sink the fingertips towards the floor. Then release the hands, completely relax again. Spin the arms up above the head. And as you exhale, bring the right hand out in front of you and sending the left arm behind you. Coming up nice and tall, both arms returning back to neutral. As you exhale, reaching the left arm in front of you, spinning a little for that right arm behind you. One more time, each side. Allow the ribs to rotate if you wish, as you reach the right arm directly in front of you, spinning through the rib cage, rotating the left arm behind you. Coming up, back up nice and tall, rotating through that lower spine, mid-spine, upper spine, as you almost get 180 degrees between those arms. And drop yourself back to neutral, arms down in front of you, chin into chest, soften the knees as you roll through the spine down towards the floor. As you inhale, slide those hands up your shins for that flat back. Then allowing yourself on your next exhale to drop down towards the floor, big bend in the knees. Just relaxing here in an early forward fold. Remember we said last week how the spine actually compresses more and more as the day goes by. So just here allowing a little bit of an inversion, just gently bring some length back through to the spine. Soften those knees. No need to reach the back of the legs just yet. And then start to gently walk the legs out side to side. Remember, not stationary in these positions. Feel free to walk the legs one at a time or walk the hands maybe around the legs just a touch. Just exploring 5, 6 out of 10. Round to the right and round to the left. Before hinging at the hips and the knees and sending the bum down towards the heels. Taking those hands behind you and sitting on top of the sitting bones. As you reach back, grabbing the left thigh with the left hand and your right hand behind the left shin. As you exhale, gently drawing the shin towards your chin and inhale, rock out of it. Exhale as you gently straighten, 5 out of 10 max, and back out of it. One more time, drawing that shin towards your chin and back out of it. Gently switching sides as you take the right hand behind the right thigh, gently drawing the right shin towards your chin and back out of it. Exhaling, draw towards you. Inhaling, let it go away again. This is a great entry level for the hamstrings. As you exhale, draw the shin towards your chin and back out of it. Roll onto the feet, forward again, nice and flat, with the hands behind you. Scoot the bum a little closer towards the heels, and maybe rocking all the way forward. Your heels might be to the floor, they might not be, don't worry too much. Then bring the hands back inside the knees and roll the right knee down towards the floor, gently drawing that left knee back. We like this one. As we gently slide the left knee down, the left forearm down towards the floor and back to neutral. As you come up and out of it, sending the bum up towards the ceiling, nothing too crazy, but just gently with each time we visit the forward fold, there will be a little bit more length to the legs, a little bit straighter. Then, as you inhale, bend at the knees. Your hands maybe to the thighs, maybe to the shins, maybe to the floor. That's more to do with limb length than hamstring length, so don't worry too much. On your inhale, bending at the knees. As you exhale, send the bum up towards the ceiling. Inhale, bend at the knees. Keep the hands for support. As you exhale, bum up towards the ceiling as you visit a 6 or 7 out of 10. Nothing more. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Your comfort zone. Inhale, bend. And exhale, straighten. Before taking both hands to the mat and stepping both legs all the way back into plank. Nice, strong plank. Remember, revisit strength, stability, and suppleness, even though the focus is on loosening the hamstrings. Before dropping those knees to the floor, reach the chest nice and tall. And then slowly lower back down to the mat. Bring the arms up above the head. Squeeze the right bum as you lift that right leg and just gently roll the sole of the foot over the left thigh. Little tap of the floor maybe, allowing the body to roll as you come back to neutral and then gently roll the left foot up and over the right thigh. Draw yourself back to neutral. Bring those hands alongside the ribs, underneath the elbow. Squeeze the bum, reach that chest forward. Mini cobra, release the hands and then spin them behind you, palms facing down. Try, bring the chin just a little lower. It's just an extension of that neck, remember. Maybe externally rotate the shoulders a little more and spin for the palms to face away from you, thumbs facing up. As you reach the chest forward, slide the shoulder blades down your back. Squeeze the bum, maybe another half an inch lift. Before slowly lowering back down to the mat, hands alongside the ribs, press yourself up and scoot the forearms back in towards the knees. Bring that chin in towards your chest, send the mid-spine towards the sky. As you walk the hands back again towards the top of your mat, step the left leg between your hands. Gently rock the bum back up and over the hips. Might want to walk the hands back towards the knee, your call. Nothing too crazy as you roll the foot down to the side, toes facing away from you, back into center and a little bit inwards, probably not getting too far. As you roll the femur back to neutral and then out to the side again. Back to neutral and maybe just slightly inwards. Consider it back to neutral, walk the hands forward, curl those back toes under, raise yourself up and out of it. Gently sinking towards the mat, keep a lift up towards the sky. Your call on reaching through the fingertips, interlocking the hands, just waking the body up. Returning the hands back to the mat, step the left leg back, knees to the mat. Draw the abs in, the chest leans down towards the floor. Elbows over wrists nicely. As you bring the forearms just in front of you for Sphinx pose, remind yourself of a non-lazy Sphinx. So instead of just slumping into the lower spine and your shoulders, you reach the chest towards the top end of your mat. Roll the shoulders back. Think length through that spine and squeeze the bum. Before rolling back down to the floor, squeezing the bum and lifting the feet and reaching the arms away from you. Bring those arms back to cactus, scoot the heels towards your bum. Then straighten the legs again and reach the arms behind you, palms facing down or away from you. One more time as you return back to cactus and parachute, bring the heels towards your bum. And then reach the arms away from you, reach the legs away from you. Relax back down to the floor, bring the arms into seal's pose. So about 3/4 distance, a gentle lift, not a press back into your lower spine, a lift of the upper body away from the floor. Always squeezing that bum for the support through this back bend. Dropping yourself back down to the floor, hands alongside the ribs, curl those toes under, draw the abs in as you press yourself up into downward dog. Bend those knees. Prioritize the spine first. We'll visit the hammies in a minute. So think length through the spine. When we focus on the back of the legs, the spine doesn't have the space to lengthen. It starts to flex a little. So remind yourself, bend at the knee so that you can send the bum diagonally backwards. And then that chest towards the thighs. Dropping the left knee to the floor, step the right leg between your hands and gently, gently start to walk the hands back over towards the knees. As you exhale, you can rotate the femur and the toes out towards the right before coming back to neutral and maybe spinning inwards. Feel the sensation difference through the back of the legs as you try to keep a micro bend in the knee. Rolling out to the right and back to neutral and back inwards. This could be a good one for the blocks if it feels a little uncomfortable reaching to the floor. Walking the hands forward, curl those back toes under. A gentle press of the heel on top of the toes as you squeeze yourself up out of it. Interlock the fingers or reach the fingertips nice and tall. Before bringing both hands back to the mat, stepping your back leg forward and rolling yourself up vertebra by vertebra to standing. Chest tall, arms follow. As you exhale, for a little swan dive down towards the mat. Inhaling, sliding the hands up your back, resting the hands on the right leg as you step the left leg back. Apologies, switch the hands onto that left back of the left thigh. You can rest them on the right thigh, to be honest, but because we always keep a micro bend through the knee, but most of the weight should be through your back leg here, so I prefer you to rest them here. This is the one that you can just visit virtually every day, so easy, so accessible, so brilliant. As you inhale, bend that right knee, rock yourself forward. As you exhale, send the bum back, but up towards the ceiling. Inhale, bend the knee as you rock forward. As you exhale, arch the bum up towards the ceiling. Inhale, bend, and exhale, back into bum up towards the sky. Inhale, bend the knee. Last one, as you exhale, reaching that bum up to your 7 out of 10, rocking it back and up towards the sky. No matter how flexible your hamstrings are, you'll find your 6 or 7 out of 10. Just gently holding for 2 or 3 breaths. Trying to relax through the belly of the muscles. Stepping yourself forward and switching sides, taking that weight through the back right leg. Inhale as you bend the knee. Exhale as you rock the bum back. Check into the differences side to side. Great time to focus on that. As you inhale, rock forward. And as you exhale, gently send the bum back and up. Inhaling, little out of it. Exhale, subtleties in the arch of the bum up towards the ceiling. Last glide, inhale out of it. And exhale back into it. Remember, inhale, fight or flight, muscles contract. Let the hamstrings go in and out a few times, lengthening on your exhales, where the muscles relax and allow you to come into a stretch. Stepping the right leg back towards the top of your mat, grab the outside of each elbow, let the elbows, let the rib cage, let the head hang. A gentle roll through those shoulders. Sending the right elbow down towards the floor and the left elbow down towards the floor, one at a time. Before sliding the hands up your shins for a flat back. And then taking both hands to the mat, stepping yourself back in towards your plank. Draw the abs in as you drop down onto the forearms. Keeping the hips high by drawing the abs in. As you squeeze the abdominals, try to bring the right knee to the right elbow. And send the right leg back. Switching sides, draw the abs in as you bring the left knee to the left elbow. And send yourself back. Drop the knees to the floor, the lower thighs, reach the chest forward, mid-thigh, upper thigh. Roll the shoulders back as the belly sinks to the floor. Squeeze the bum. Slowly lower all the way down towards the floor. Draw the abs in. Press yourself back up into downward dog. Engage the right glute, single leg downward dog. Squeeze the right bum. Feel the left heel gently start to sink to the floor as the hamstrings and the calves respond. And return right leg to the mat. Engage the left glute, single leg downward dog. And then return back down to the mat. Walking your hands back towards your feet, focusing on your hamstrings here, as you gently, with each forward fold, start to straighten at the legs for a new 7 out of 10. Rolling yourself up vertebra by vertebra to standing. Nice tall reach. Exhaling as you roll through the spine or swan dive, your call, down towards the mat. As you inhale, sliding the hands up the shins. As you exhale, walking yourself back out into plank. Drawing the abs in as you lower onto the forearms, leading with the left side this time. Before rolling onto your right hand side for side plank. Remember, it's the obliques you want to support this lift, not just the shoulders. Before drawing yourself back into neutral, draw the abs in as you roll onto the outside of that left foot. Ideally keeping the knees and feet stacked, ideally lifting from the obliques. Before drawing back to neutral and dropping down towards the ground. As you reach those arms behind you, palms facing down, squeeze the bum, lift the chest. A lot of back strength to support our work on the hamstrings. Squeeze the bum and lift the feet off the floor an inch or two, but keep the length through the body. Before returning hands alongside the ribs, underneath the elbows, knees to the mat, or full press up, your call, as you rock back into your downward dog. Engage the right glutes, single leg, downward dog. Draw the abs in as you step through between your hands. Just gonna gently rock the bum back. You can angle the foot inwards if you wish, placing the whole foot towards the floor. Or you can keep up on the toes curled under your core as you rock forward ever so gently. And then rock the bum back. Little bend at the knee as you rock forward. Maybe utilizing the blocks here. As you exhale, send the bum back. Inhale, one glide out of it. As you exhale, bum goes back and up towards the ceiling. In this position, just step that back leg forward an inch or two. So the whole foot now is rested to the floor. Hinge yourself up at the hips to standing. So you can come tall through the spine. Then as you start to fold the chest down towards the shin, micro bend in the knee, gently draw your right hip back. So instead of just allowing the right hip to come lazily forward and you fold into it, as you hinge forward, just gently draw this right hip back and up. With the hands to the blocks, all that does is just gently allow you to have some support in the forward fold. That will tend to relax the back of the legs a little more. If you don't need them, you don't need them. Don't worry. After your third or fourth exhale here, you allow the spine to start to flex. Allow the chin to come in towards the chest, but don't get lazy on that gentle draw of the bum up and back. With the blocks or not, walk yourself forward just ahead of the foot, about a foot or so. Squeeze the left bum as you transfer all the weight into that right leg. As you squeeze the left bum and raise the heel, fold the chest down towards the toes. Gently hinge yourself back out of it, returning the left leg to the top of your mat. Release the hands, roll yourself up, vertebra by vertebra to standing. Nice tall reach. Before arms to your side, chin into chest for your soft knee roll down or swan dive. Inhaling for your flat back in Arta. Should feel quite nice by now. As you exhale, step the legs back into your plank. Slowly lower to halfway. Shift forward that inch as you flip the feet onto their tops. And then reach the chest through for your upward dog. Maybe have a little roll side to side, but keep the press away from the floor with the hands. Keep the reach of the chest forward as you draw the abs in back into your downward dog. Engage the left glute, single leg downward dog, and step through between your hands. As you gently glide yourself forward, then rock the bum back. Remember that back foot can be flat to the floor or on its toes as you wish. As you just gently glide yourself forward, and then reach the bum back and up. So probably, this is quite belly of the muscle, so hopefully that's where you're feeling it. And last one, as you rock forward, and then glide the bum up and back. Step that right leg forward, maybe a couple of inches, flat to the floor, heel closer to the back end of the mat than your toes. Squeeze the bum as you hinge yourself up and out of the pose. Then remember, as you hinge the chest down towards the floor, draw this left hip back and up. As you draw that left hip back and up, it's a gentle engagement through the back of the hamstrings. That's why the blocks are good. Then with each exhale, you'll feel the back of the legs gently respond. And then allow yourself to come into that forward fold. As long as you're not chasing the stretch. We don't want to aggravate behind the knees or in and around the bum. That's precisely where most of the pressure is. When we get knee injuries and hip injuries, often just loosening off the backs of the hamstring, the belly of the hamstring. Gently relieve some of that tension. So we don't want to stretch there, we want to stretch the belly. Then walk those blocks forward as you bend the knees slightly. Squeeze the right bum as you lift that back leg off the floor. As you start to raise the back leg, send the chest down towards the toes, towards the shin. Try not to let the hip swing out to the side. Try and keep yourself stacked as you return the right leg down towards the mat. With those blocks in your hands, hinging yourself up nice and tall to standing. And then sending the left leg all the way out to the side, or whichever angle you feel you face the screen. The only important thing to really remember here is maybe having the heels wider than the toes. So with the soft knees, just gently hinge at the hips. Really visit this one quite a lot when it comes to sports folk. Hips, hamstrings, adductors, it really gets at it really nicely. With the hands to the blocks, that just allows you to keep the spine long. Don't worry, if you're feeling okay through the back of the legs, you might not need the blocks. You can forward fold through the spine if you wish. As you inhale, please bend at the knees, inch or so. As you exhale, send that bum up towards the ceiling. Inhale, bend at the knees. Exhale, bum up towards the ceiling. Inhale, bend at the knees, shin towards the toes. Exhale, bum to sky, chest to thigh. Inhale, bend at the knees. Last one. Exhale, bum up towards the sky. By now, you're probably feeling quite nice through the backs of the legs. If you've been sitting all day, they get short. If you've been driving, they get short. If you've been exercising, they tend to get short. It's only really running or hurdles, which not many of us are doing anymore, and walking, where you get a nice lengthened state through the hamstrings at the same time. Then gently walk the feet, maybe an inch or two away from you further. And just explore your 6 or 7 out of 10 as you maybe start to walk the feet a little further, or perhaps bringing the hands down towards the floor, the forearms, maybe even the forehead to the floor. As those inner groins and hamstrings gently respond. Maybe on a strength night, one night, we might, with the hands to the floor here, be inclined to drop the head down towards the floor. And that's our entry point sometimes for handstands. As we bend at the knees, just gently walk those hands over to the right-hand side. Start to sink the hips down towards the heels. And instead of having the toes facing ahead of you like we normally do, just gently spin the feet from the femur, send the toes up towards the ceiling. Gentle drag of that heel towards this right heel. Maybe even roll the foot away from you completely before rolling yourself back and hinging yourself up and all the way up and over for your spider lunge the other side. Weight through the hands, the books, the blocks, if you wish, or releasing the hands off the floor, spinning the toes up towards the ceiling and a gentle drag of those toes towards your chin. It's quite hard to do that gentle drag, but allow the femur to not be so guarded within the sockets. Just a relaxed hip, draw the heel back. Press yourself back up out of it to our starting position. Maybe walk the feet a little wider, squeeze the bum, hinge yourself back up to standing. As you exhale, forward fold, relax the belly, relax the spine down towards the mat. You might surprise yourself with how much you walk the feet away. And loosen off the inner groins. We've done loads through the back of the hamstrings. So feel free to come into your new 7 out of 10. Sometimes even a block under the head just allows the hamstrings to completely relax as you start to walk them away from each other or come deeper into your forward fold. Remember, it's not like you're going to get new hamstrings tonight. You're just going to be able to gently tap into your real range of motion. And by that, I mean your stiffness created today or this week through your training. You're just gently going to access it back. As you walk the feet back in together, press yourself back up out of it and to the fronts of your mats. As you inhale, nice tall reach. As you exhale, arms to side, shift the weight into that left leg and raise the right leg up off the floor. Feel free, if you wish, I've just grabbed my belt to show you just in case. Feel free, if you wish, to reach through and grab the toes, with the right toes with your right hand. And then gently start to straighten at the right leg. Keep yourself tall through the left side. It's quite a tricky one. So I quite like the straps for these ones. As you come up nice and tall, the strap just lengthens your arms. So you're trying to keep your posture through this left standing side. Remember, bit of strength building, bit of stability. And with the hands to the straps, allow yourself to draw the leg a little higher. Again, always allowing yourself to bend at the knee if you feel a little tension gathering. And on your next exhale, gently straightening. And back yourself up and out of it. Little shake off. So it is a good one to reach through and grab with your hand if you wish, but there's never any need to look fancy and do anything fancy when you can have it supported. As you take all that weight into that right leg, start to bend the knee and lift the knee, and then as you exhale, starting to straighten towards the left leg. Never really getting into a fully locked state anyway. In that case, remember that you know it's the muscles that you're actually lengthening. Before returning back down to the floor. Keeping the strap nearby, gently sending the bum back down towards those heels. Scooting the hands behind you onto the tops of the sitting bones. As you draw those knees in towards your chest, bring that chin in towards your chest. And then roll vertebra by vertebra down towards the floor, keeping the chin in towards the chest, sliding those thighs down the outside of your ribs. Love a bit of happy baby. Really must be one of the best yoga positions there is. As you grab the outside of your shins or the outside of your feet. It's a perfect way just to gently explore a lengthener through the backs of the legs as you straighten one leg at a time. This really doesn't need much of a straighten for you to feel that back of the leg lengthener. If you feel like you've gone into a decent position, feel free to explore by maybe circling through the hips and gently drawing some circles with your right foot. And then maybe switching sides to your left foot. Just gentle set difference in sensations through the outer hip, the ITB, the inner groin, and the belly of the hamstring. Before completely relaxing the feet to the floor, facing the feet together, letting the knees roll out to the side. And then straightening the left leg and wrapping that strap up and around your right foot. Perfect time to really check in. We spend a lot of time hopefully we haven't chased the stretches too far, but the back of the legs have really responded nicely to this session. So you can bring the femur to your 90 degrees now. And you can check into how vertical the whole leg can get to. 90 degrees is more than enough. If it's a little bit shy, there's still a bend in the knee, just make it mental note. That's what we're gently trying to aim for. So by that I mean, ideally the leg is here at 90 degrees with this pole. And if there's a slight bend in the knee away from the pole, maybe just take an objective value as to what that is. 90 degrees is normal range of motion. As we inhale, allow the slack in the stretch to come out of it, gentle bend in the knee. As we exhale, come back into a straightened 90 degrees. Inhale, bend at the knee. Exhale, come back into it. See how nice the strap really helps you here. Inhale, bend the knees. And exhale, straighten. Last one as you inhale, bend. Exhaling, straighten. This is a late night classic stretch. Watching something on telly. Just get the chance to gently lengthen through the back of the legs. Completely fatigued from a long day, get to lie on your back. And just gently lengthen the belly of the muscle. Then as that leg is at your 7 out of 10, I want you to keep that positioning, and with your next few exhales, just gently start to draw the toes towards your forehead. Ideally, the left leg is flat-ish to the ground. If not, feel free to rest a pillow under the knee, perhaps. And with each exhale, just gently starting to draw the thigh towards your chin and the toes towards your head. Nice relaxed belly, nice gentle progression of the depth of your stretch. Then, with the hands on the strap or the leg, just gently start to roll the foot across the body. So you can take the elbows in towards the floor. And as you start to roll across your body, try and keep some height in the foot. If it's too much of a stretch through the ITV, the outer side and behind the knee, lower the foot a little closer to the other foot. And as you start to rotate through the spine and allow that right foot to roll all the way down towards the deck, then gently start to take up a position of comfort through the spine by exhaling and returning the right shoulder blade back towards the floor. Some of you will have your arms out nice and long with the shoulder blade to the floor and the gaze in the opposite direction. Some of us will still be shoulder stacked over shoulder. Don't worry too much. Remember, tonight the emphasis is a little more through the hamstrings than normal. So make that your priority. Then, as you bend the knee, gently draw yourself back into center. Return that leg to your 90 degrees. Or a little bit more hinged towards your chin, wherever you felt okay. Keeping the right elbow to the floor. This is a great one, but take your time and surrender all the weight into the strap. As you roll the right foot out towards the side, your right hand side, trying to keep the left shoulder blade and left hip to the floor. As you lower really slowly, try to keep that right foot maybe as close to your armpit as feels comfortable. Eventually lowering all the way back down to the floor. Bend that knee and draw the knee in towards your chest. Bend the left knee and steal the strap from the right foot. As you hook that left foot up, send the right leg away. 90 degrees at the femur. As you exhale, gently drawing the shin towards 90 degrees too. Inhale, micro bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhaling, bend. Relax the belly. Exhaling, relax the shoulders as you straighten. Inhaling, bend at the knee. Exhaling, straighten. Relax the eyebrows. For these next few breaths, without gathering any tension through the shoulders, gently start to draw the thigh towards your chest and the toes towards your forehead. Usually 3 or 4 lengthened exhales, allowing you to come into that stretch. Then if you're keen into your cycling, it's very likely you'll really enjoy this stretch as you bring both elbows to the floor and you start to allow that leg to roll across the body, keeping it high towards the armpit. As you roll the whole leg up and over, feel the change in sensations through the back of the legs. As that left shoulder stacks up over the right shoulder. On your next exhale, allow it to return towards the mat. It might get there, it might not. Don't lose the focus through the back of the leg. Really difficult sometimes when you come into these deep, intense stretches at the end to completely surrender, to stop the guarding through the lower spine or the outer hip, to relax the tension in the quad muscle as you lengthen the hamstring. Bend at that knee and draw yourself back into center. As you start to straighten that leg again, taking the elbows to the floor just so that they're connected to the ground, just so that you can relax, start to send that left leg out to the side. Remember, we cue softening the eyebrows or softening the shoulders, softening the hips. Any tension gathered anywhere in any stretch will have a gentle bearing on how deep you can go into your relaxed focus of the hamstrings. Before bending at that knee and drawing the heel back in towards the body. One last little left knee hug. Before unwrapping yourself with that strap, bringing both knees in. One final little play in happy baby. It's just nice to give yourself a little bit of an exploration through the backs of your legs. As you don't sit still in a stretch, as you just gently walk things out, maybe roll yourself side to side, maybe straightening both legs. Before returning both feet to the floor with a really relaxed belly, rolling both knees to the right. Coming back to neutral, relaxed belly, both knees to the left. And as you come back to neutral, taking up the position of your best comfort. Could be legs long, could be arms rolled out to the side, or it could be heels in towards your bum with the knees rolled out to the side. Could be resting that left hand on the belly and the right hand on the chest. The beauty of taking our time through some stretches, especially hamstrings, is the breath rate slows down nicely compared to our shallow, short 12 breaths per minute during our day. Hopefully we're already dipping down to sort of 6 or 8 breaths. Have a shimmy and a shuffle through the body. Get rid of that niggle in the lower back, in the hips. Get rid of that discomfort in the shoulders as you roll the shoulders away, as you find a better resting shelf. Get rid of that tension in the jaw and the eyebrows as you soften the face. Sometimes it takes a little squeeze of the eyes or the lips, and then a raise of the eyebrows up towards your hairline before allowing them to settle into a relaxed state. As we visit some lengthened exhales, completely switching the body into that rest, digest state. As we breathe in through the nose, into that relaxed belly. Inhaling for our count of 4. And exhaling for our count of 8. Filling the belly and utilizing our rib cage in 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Smooth inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Relaxed exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're in control. Exhaling, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, smooth exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Last exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping the eyes closed. Return to your normal breathing pattern. On your last breath or two, just roll the feet side to side, maybe roll the hands in and out, clenching at the fingertips a few times. Maybe walk the hands up above your head, arch the back away from the mat. Maybe strip the knees in towards your chest. Take your time because we really lengthen through our breath there. Your time, your call as you roll onto your right hand side. Always feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you wish. Or press yourself up into your seated. Namaste. Have a great week. Enjoy your new hamstrings. Much love. Any questions, as ever, fire them over. Always, always happy to help. Have a great week.